Class F Shuttlecraft. This is BlueBrixx Star Trek set 107070. It consists of 767 pieces and was released in March 2024 for about 43 euros. This is my third BlueBrixx Star Trek set in minifigure scale. I already showed you Voyager's Delta Flyer and Next Generation's Type 6 Shuttlecraft. This time we get to see a shuttle from the original series, the Galileo. This set is a revised version of BlueBrixx set 104181, which was released in March 2022 for about 38 euros. That set consists of 493 pieces, which is 274 pieces less than our set here. But the older set also was 5 euros cheaper than the new set. Besides the new packaging, in this set the construction of the build has changed. Now the build looks more accurate and it's sturdier, especially the warp nacelles used to fall off quite easily. Some colors were changed so that our model here matches more the shuttle of the series. And we got some more prints. Also, the print of the plaque changed very slightly, but that's not really important because the change is so slight. Here, this year here in the copyright note was changed, but that's all. That's really not important. Well, what else? We got a new and more detailed interior, and we got some more play features. Just like the old set, this once again is a BlueBrixx Pro set. This means the set comes in this colorful box. Which also gives us some information about the completed build. Here we can see that the completed model is going to be 27 by 12.7 by 9.2 centimeters. Well, what else is to say there? Oh yeah, BlueBrixx Pro set also means that we get printed building instructions. That's not the case with special sets, but Pro sets always come with printed building instructions. Sadly, there are no digital instructions. But that's fine, I guess. Many people prefer printed building instructions, but I personally prefer digital instructions, but I totally can live with the printed ones. Alright, then let's have a look what's inside the box. Inside the box we find the instructions, which are exactly in the same design as the box itself. And the instructions tell us that there are 3 different building sections. It's a BlueBrixx Pro set, so we got our bricks sorted to the individual building sections. Each of these bags has a number on it, and all the bags with the number 1 on them belong to building section 1, with the number 2 on them to building section 2. And yeah, number 3 belongs to building section 3. I think that's quite clear. It's just the same way as we know it from Lego bricks, Lego sets. But here's also a bag which comes with, which is unnumbered, and I guess that inside this bag we will find pieces which we will need for several of those building sections. And I think they also used this bag to place in there the prints so that they are a bit more protected. Alright, then I'm taking out of this box now all the bags with the number 1 on them, and then I am starting with step 1-1. I'm coming back to you as soon as I see something interesting or something simply doesn't work as intended. Step 1-5. In this step we find a piece which we can see in many BlueBrixx sets, and I think it doesn't exist in the LEGO universe. This piece looks a bit like a plate, but it's way thinner. Here is a plate for comparison. And yeah, it got studs on both sides. And with the help of these studs we can simply reverse the building direction. You can see now we can use the studs of these bricks here on both sides of the build. That's quite cool. The bricks so far are absolutely fine. They work without any problem, but they are not so nice to look at. Have a look at these huge injection points, these crater-like holes, and yeah, I simply don't like these injection marks here. But that's always the problem when BlueBrixx uses bricks by Xingbao, and I think this should also be the case with this set, that it got manufactured by Xingbao. Yeah, down here it says manufactured by Xingbao. And sadly, Xingbao bricks simply look like that. Well, but I hope once we have completed the build, all these ugly studs will be covered with tiles, and then it shouldn't matter as long as you don't sort out the pieces to use them for your mocks or something else. Step 1-41. In this step we have to place a lot of these chairs on those 2x2 round plates, like this. Oh, come on. Can't be that complicated. It's always not so easy to do things with just one hand. Yeah, like this. And then we have to place the whole segment on, yeah, these turntables here, like I already have done with this chair. Like this. But now let's have a closer look at those chairs. They are slightly different than we are used to from LEGO chairs. The studs are not at the correct position. When we want to place a minifigure on such a chair, normally the LEGO chairs interlock with the front holes here of the legs. But these studs here can't be interlocked with the holes in the front, because you can see the backrest simply isn't the way. We can't do it. The only way to interlock the chair with the front holes would be when we place the minifigure on the chair like this. But yeah, this doesn't make any sense. So when we have a normal minifigure, or better said a LEGO minifigure, we have to use the holes in the back to connect them with the chair. But this isn't much better, because still the minifigure doesn't sit correctly on the chair. So you can see here that the back of the minifigure is far away from the backrest. There's a huge gap. Well, the easiest way to change this is to simply replace all those chairs with normal Lego chairs. BlueBrixx has used these chairs in their re-release of the set now, because in the meantime they introduced their own minifigures, and the BlueBrixx minifigures have these holes on another position. I think there's only one hole on each leg and it's in the middle. And yeah, this means those BlueBrixx minifigures can sit perfectly on these chairs. But sadly, it also means that these chairs don't work with normal Lego minifigures any longer. By the way, this is a Lego minifigure with a custom print, so this is original. And yeah, for now I will place those BlueBrixx chairs in our shuttle here. But I think once I get Lego minifigures with custom prints, or better said, once I get Lego minifigures of the original series with custom prints, this is Jean-Luc Picard from Next Generation, then I will replace all the BlueBrixx chairs with Lego chairs. Because I prefer Lego minifigures with custom prints. I simply don't like the look of BlueBrixx minifigures. Step 1-49. We have completed the first building section, and this is what our build looks so far. It wasn't quite easy build so far. The only thing annoying was that we have used these new chairs. We placed several prints. Those are great quality. And yeah, even though the bricks don't look that nice, they work perfectly fine. Well then, let's go on with the second building section. Step 2-8. We have created this little segment here, and now we are supposed to add some printed pieces. The pieces come pre-assembled like this. I think I already showed you this in almost all of the Star Trek sets that I have built. The pieces come pre-assembled because this way we get a better print. Let's have a look at this here, that is better visible. You can see that we got one huge print which is ongoing on several bricks. And when we already have these pieces assembled before the print, we can print on them in one single go. So yeah, each of the pieces is perfectly aligned and we get a perfect print. If we would print all the pieces individually, then I guess the print simply wouldn't align that perfectly later when we put together all the individual pieces. Well, okay. In this case, the print comes or isn't ongoing. You can see that there's a print on each of these pieces, but I still think that this way it aligns better, because you can see that even though the print doesn't go over several pieces, it should be at the same position on each of those pieces, and that's just easier done when we already have assembled all the pieces before we put them in the printer. So we can also see that this little segment here comes with additional pieces which were used, I guess, for placing them during the printing process, which we are not going to use. You can see that we got here a 2x2 plate on top and one on bottom. And also this, it's a a half brick, I would say, a half round brick here, the black one in the back. And these pieces aren't necessary for our build. According to the building instructions, we are supposed to throw them away, but of course I'm not going to do this. I will keep those black pieces in my collection. But now it's time to disassemble this little segment here and, yeah, only use the printed pieces. Step 2-14. This is a piece I haven't seen before. It's a microphone. The Lego company introduced it in 2016 and it appeared in 81 Lego sets so far. Step 2-77. We have completed the second building section, and this is what our build looks like right now. I think we can already see how big this build is going to be. The core of the ship is done more or less. But yeah, as you can see, it's still a bit impractical for space travel. We should at least close the cabin, and this is what we're going to do in the next building section. In this building section we have added the nacelles, and yeah, like always with those Star Trek sets, it's not much fun to build those nacelles because yeah, they are just so long and thin, and this means we have to work a lot with bars, and yeah, always when bars are part of the build, this diminishes the fun a bit because it's just not fun to place bars, at least in my opinion. But it didn't take too much time, and I think the result looks absolutely great. I will have to push this here later a bit so that this here interlocks a bit better. But once we have done the nacelles, I think the build will be much fun again, or the building process. I hope the completed build will also be fun, but this is what we will see when we have completed the third building section. Step 3-2. In one of the earlier steps I already showed you a method how BlueBrixx reverses the building direction. Here we get to know another method. So we got these single studs here, these hollow studs, these ironing beads, and we got this bar here, which we use as a tool. What we do now is that we stick the bar in the hollow stud, and next we want to place it at the right position at the piece which we want to reverse. In this case it's a 1x2 slope. Alright, then let me place the camera for a second because I'm going to need two hands to do this. So we place the stud at the right position, and then we release the tool while at the same time pushing down the stud with our fingernail. And then we happily have inverted the building direction where now we can place other stuff on top like this. Step 3-22. Here is another piece to reverse the building direction. It's a 1x1 plate with studs on both sides. And as you can see, this time we really got a proper plate. It's as thick as a normal plate. Step 3-56. We have completed the shuttle, and all that's left to do now is building that little info plaque. Step 3-59. The build is complete. Well, then let's have a look at it. So let's first of all talk about the plaque, because I think this is the most unspectacular thing about the set. I think it's the tiniest plaque of all the Star Trek sets I've built so far. Well, at least the stand of the plaque is the smallest one. I guess the plaque itself is more or less the same size. And yeah, it doesn't give us that much information. We get to see the Star Trek logo of the original series. We get to know that it's a Class F Shuttlecraft. We get to see this little image here of our shuttle and that it has a length of 7.32 meters. We can adjust the angle of that plaque like this. But yeah, that's pretty much all, and it's nice to have it, but to be honest, I don't care if the set includes these plaques or not. For me, it's a bit unnecessary. But now, let's get to the shuttle itself. And this thing just looks great. It really matches the shuttle from the series. It looks very well. And the build is extremely sturdy. I don't like that the bricks come with these ugly injection holes, which you can see down here. But luckily there are not many of those injection holes visible. On these wedges, on these two wedges, and also on the two wedges on the opposite side. And here in the back on these two gold bars, those come with these ugly injection holes. But I think those are all of the injection holes visible. Maybe if you don't like it, you can simply remove them and place pieces by another brand there, maybe some Lego pieces or pieces by BlueBrixx or whatever. But besides the injection holes, the bricks work totally fine. They just did the job. There's no problem with the clutch power, and yeah, they are absolutely alright. And the bricks come with really great prints. Have a look here at those prints. Those are absolutely great quality. Here in the back is also a print, of course, on the opposite side. And here on the front. Yeah, our ship comes with those two nacelles here. Here in the front, we got the windows where we can have a look inside the cockpit. Here in the back, we get to see, I think this is landing gear. And there's also the hatch. If I remember correctly, in the series, they always open the hatch when there's something wrong with the shuttle, when they have to repair a shuttle. And then we get to see engines up here and down here. I think the shape is really done perfectly. It absolutely matches the series shuttle. It looks great. Maybe when we have a look at the underside, there are a lot of negative stats visible. Maybe some people, this is annoying for some people, but I think it's alright. We don't really have a look at this shuttle from below. We want to see it from this angle. Alright. Oh, here's the door, and it has a play feature. We can open it. And if you want to have a better look Inside the shuttle, we can simply detach the roof, the bigger part here in the front, and have a look at the roof itself. Here is also a bit of the interior. It's the light of the shuttle. This is cool. It looks like in the series, or at least it comes close to it. And we can also detach this little part here in the back. So you see, we got two rooms. We got this bigger room here with all the seats and the cockpit. And then we got this smaller room here in the back. With some sci-fi technic stuff. I have no idea what all these things are. And these rooms are connected via a door, which we can slide open. And that's quite cool. But there's also a problem with this door. I'm not the biggest fan of this mechanism, because have a look here. The individual parts of the door are not stopped from crossing the middle. Normally they should stop here, but there does nothing stop them from just sliding in any direction, and you can see that both parts of the door can slide completely to one side, and then there still is a gap visible where normally the door should be closed. Here in the front part we get to see a lot of seats which sit on turntables, so we can turn them like this or in the direction of those controls. And the controls are quite cool. I like all these prints. We also got a print here next to the door, and also these I don't know, this sci-fi stuff here in the room in the back comes with prints. That's quite cool. And here, of course, the cockpit comes with a lot of prints, and I really like them. The cockpit comes quite close to the cockpit in the series. I especially like this 2x2 round tile. It's this transparent tile with this net-like print. That's quite cool. And here is another play feature, but I think this is a bit difficult to show. We can detach one of those jumper plates here in the middle, and below that we get to see some greebling, some pipes of the engine or whatever. But let's see if I can open it. That's not so easy. Yeah, it worked. And yeah, you can see some stuff, whatever this is supposed to be. Alright, then let's put the roof back on. Also this part here in the back. Yeah, I think it's a really great set. Of course, the bricks could be better. They work totally fine, but I'm just not a fan of those huge injection holes. And I don't like the chairs. If you don't want to place BlueBrixx minifigures in there, I would recommend to replace those BlueBrixx chairs with chairs by Lego or any other company, so that you can place normal Lego minifigures on those chairs. But other than that, it's a really cool little model, and it comes so close to the model to the shuttle of the 2E series. I think they have done a great job here.